What's up, YouTube? This is Brian Pfeiffer of MarketingMeathead.com, and today I'm going to take you through a step-by-step walkthrough of Google Tag Manager and tell you why I'm loving it. All right, welcome back. So if you haven't heard of Google Tag Manager, this is basically, if I can explain it in easy terms for the non-techie people out there, and the techie people obviously will get this. But nowadays there's so many different traffic sources. You got Facebook, you got Pinterest, you got Snapchat, you got obviously Instagram is the same. You got code from Google Analytics. So what Google designed, I don't know when they designed it, but it's been out for a minute. But it's really good. They've improved it, and the way it's set up is what you can do is you can just set up a code in your header, and you can set a code up in your footer, and basically you can put in all your other codes inside what's called this Google Tag Manager. Okay, so at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot less code and JavaScripts on your site that tend to slow down a website, and pretty much every time you make a change to the website, you got to make a change and then upload it to your FTP. Well, this really puts the power of making these changes and edits into the marketer's hands. Okay, so I don't even need to hit up my developer when I need to change a code or need to put a lead pixel in nowadays. I can just do it myself, okay, with this tag manager. So I'm going to walk you through setting up a tag, and I'm going to show you guys how easy it is, okay, so you're not scared of getting this set up on your funnels and on your website, because it is like next level. And as things progress in the internet marketing world, you're going to start to see more and more changes with Google Chrome and Safari, and they're kind of battling it out a little bit. And eventually, you're probably going to stop seeing pixels as much, just because there's some issues with pixels and the tracking and the privacy. And you're going to start to see more back like it was in the old days for us affiliate marketers, where you're going to be passing through click IDs, okay? And you'll be able to use stuff like Google Tag Manager for that. So you might as well start using it now and getting good at it. And I'm going to walk you through step by step how to go through and set it up and set up a tag. I'll do a kind of a complicated one, so you can really get the best knowledge you could possibly gain from this video. And I'm going to set up a Pinterest tag with a separate piece of code for a lead fire on one of my websites. Okay, so if you're into making money online and liking to learn new stuff, technical stuff, and basically all the stuff that it takes to run a multi-million-dollar business, you'll learn it on this channel. So make sure you subscribe, bang that notifications bell, and if you like the content, share it, and leave me a comment below if you found this valuable. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. This is what the Google Tag Manager looks like. If you know anything about Google and Google Analytics and Google Ads, they got like this container system, okay? And you notice here I have a number of my websites on here. I have 3 different containers set up. There's an admin section here inside Google Tag Manager, and this is where you're going to want to link you're going to want to link your Google Analytics to your Tag Manager. Okay, so if you go into Google Analytics here, let's go into the one I'm working on here, Bachelorette Vegas. That's one of my sites. And let's see, BTV. That's this one here, Bachelorette Vegas. Boom. And this is where you go into the admin, and this is in Google Analytics now, okay? And you want to go in here under linked accounts, Google Ads linking, and I believe it is, I actually might add it from the Tag Manager. I set all this up a minute ago. So install Google Tag Manager. Okay, this is where you're going to install it, and the user management here, I think that's just our users, and account settings. Okay, so there's your account ID. You really don't need actually you're going to use a tag to link the Google Analytics. I forgot you just use a tag. That's right. It's pretty easy. So the way the tag works here, okay, guys, you can start out with this Workspace. Okay, make sure you're on the right website if you have multiple like I do. So I'm in Bachelorette Vegas. Okay, and notice here there's this button that says tags. You can see I have a number of different tags set up already, okay, because I'm using this pretty heavy. I got Hotjar set up, which I'm going to shoot another video on later this week. I'm using a new feature from Google called Google Optimize, which unfortunately I can't do a video on because I signed an NDA to use Google Optimize. I'm one of the beta testers for Google Optimize, and as soon as I can shoot a video on that and they make it more of a public thing, I'll definitely get that out to you guys. It's really cool, by the way. You can see here I have a Facebook page view tag. That's my tag for the page views. This is a conversion linker that links back to my AdWords account when a conversion fires. I have LinkedIn Insights tag on here, which is page view. And then I have a fire a lead for my ClickFunnels when somebody lands on my ClickFunnels lead page. And then I have a conversion ad thank you page. And that's for Facebook. This is for Google Ads. And then I have a universal tag. Now the universal tag, let's click on that so you can see what it looks like. This is just, basically you got two settings here. You want to label everything so you know what the heck everything is in here. Okay, that's key. So you can change that. You click on this edit button here and you'd go in and just click on, it gives you a bunch of different things to choose from. Okay, and obviously this one's going to be Google Analytics universal tag. And this is it's going to track your page views. You want to set this on your, on the variable, the Google Analytics settings. Okay, so it can pass through all the variables. And then there's nothing really you need to set up in the advanced settings here. I have this set up for my optimize. Most people aren't going to be using optimize yet, but this tag is going to the optimize tag fires before the analytics tag. Okay, that's so the optimize can work properly, but you really don't need to worry about that. And I leave this on once per event. Okay, because you want this to track like the event when someone lands on your site and goes to different pages. So it's really only tracking that one person. Okay, and then you want to fire this on all pages. Okay, so that's how you set up the tag. And in this here, you can change to different pages and whatnot. This is called a trigger. So when you land on any one of the pages, it's going to trigger Google Analytics to talk back. It's going to talk. Tag Manager is going to talk back to Google Analytics. Okay, I know it's a little bit confusing, but once you get in here and I walk you through setting up a tag, you're going to understand, and it's not so bad. So let's set up one from scratch. Now the cool thing is here too. There's what's called a preview mode. Okay, and if we go into the overview here and we go into preview mode, okay, I can actually see which tags are working and whatnot on my site. Okay, so let's go into Bachelorette Vegas. You'll see what I'm talking about. So Bachelorette Vegas. If I could type, that would be better. But sometimes I'm not such a good typer. I have big fingers. And here we go. So now here you're going to see the tags that are firing. Okay. So all the tags that are fired on this page, and then the two that didn't fire are my Facebook lead and my Google conversion. Okay. The reason they didn't fire is because we're not on the page that's set up to fire those tags. If we go over to the page. Let me pull that up real quick here. Let's see. We got. I got to pull up the page here. I don't remember the exact URL, but give me a second here, and I'll pull this up. All right. So Bachelorette Vegas. There we go. All right. The way I set this up, by the way, is this is all set up through the ClickFunnels plugin in WordPress to make it easy and quick, so I can do all the editing myself. So here's my ClickFunnels plugin, and I got a couple pages set up. I got a thank you page and I got a an opt-in page. So if we open this in ClickFunnels, we don't want to do that. We want to open up view page. Okay, so this is the actual live page, and you're going to notice that it's going to fire those two other tags. Okay, so boom, now everything should be fired. Okay, so tags not fired, none. Notice here I have my Facebook lead. I just recorded a lead in Facebook, and I just recorded a lead in BTV Google conversion right there. Okay, that one. All right, so that's that. Okay, that's pretty cool that the leads are firing. Everything's working in my preview mode. Okay, and then when Google Tag Manager, you want to take it. You don't want to leave it in preview mode. You want to take it out of there because it gets annoying with that stuff always popping up. So you can just go ahead and leave preview mode. Okay, and then we can go back and you'll see, just going back to the website, it'll just be a regular, do a refresh, and you won't see any of this stuff down here. Okay, so that's what's cool about Google Tag Manager. You got this preview mode. You can actually see if your work's working. So let's go ahead and set one up from beginning to end, and you'll understand exactly how to do this, and you'll see that it's really not that scary. Okay, at first when I started playing around with this, I'm like, oh, this is technical, and it's really not. Once you get into it, it's actually pretty easy. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and add a tag. We're going to call this BTV, which that's our internal code for Bachelorette Vegas. I'm going to call this Pinterest. Pinterest. This is going to be a page view, just Pinterest page view. Okay. So I'm going to put a Pinterest pixel here. All right. So the first thing we need to do here is we need to go and grab the actual Pinterest. Let me get into the Pinterest here. All right, so you go into Pinterest here. This is the analytics, okay? And you can go here to Pinterest. Let me show you where to get to this if you've never run ads before. So Pinterest, you go into conversions, and this is where you're going to get the option to put the code in. So we're going to create a Pinterest tag. Okay, this is all you're going to need for this, for Google Tag Manager, because it's already kind of integrated with Pinterest. So you just click on this unique tag ID. This is the number we need. Okay, copy that. We're going to go over here to Google Tag Manager. Let me get out of this one here. All right, and we're going to configure a tag. So boom, click on this, and if you notice, there's a lot of stuff already set up in here by Google. Like Hotjar's already set up. A lot of this stuff I've never even heard of. LinkedIn's already set up. So it's already set up to integrate with these companies. So you don't need to sit there and mess around with the code, which is like super nice for marketers. Bing, okay, you can set up Bing in here, for the pixel for Bing. I'm sure you guys have heard of some of this. And guess what we have right here? Boom, Pinterest, okay? Let's see what else is in here just so you can get some giggles out of it here. We got Quora set up, Salesforce, I'm sure you've heard of that. A lot of this, some of these I haven't heard of. There's a Twitter, okay, Twitter's set up. So Google's not not a not a dumb company. They know what's going on, and they obviously integrate their software with all these other companies because they know that people aren't just going to run ads on Google. They're probably going to run ads on Twitter. They're probably going to run ads on LinkedIn, Pinterest. Facebook, you got to put a custom code. They don't have anything in here for Facebook, but it's easy. You just go under. There's a section here for custom HTML, and for Facebook, you just put that in there, the pixel in that custom HTML. So it's super easy. It just takes like a second. All right, so let's go here to Pinterest. That's what we're working on right now. Pinterest tag. And I just leave this hashed email, okay? And this is going to be, I like to put this as the actual Pinterest tag. So this is going to be a page visit, okay? So I'm going to put here a paste, okay? And the rest of the stuff, advanced settings, I'm not going to mess with any of this stuff right here on this one, okay? For the lead, I'm going to have to. And we're going to fire this on all pages, okay? So the Pinterest tag, which is our tag number here, okay, real simple. And we just paste that here. We're going to leave this as the default for the hashed email, which is right there. We're going to fire it on a page visit, okay? And we're going to fire it on all pages. Okay, so we're going to save that, all right? So that's that. But now we want to have our Pinterest lead fire as well. Okay, when somebody lands on on our thank you page, that's going to be what's called a lead. They filled out the form and they've submitted a lead, and we need to register that as a lead, because when I retarget people on Pinterest and I start running ads to them, I want to exclude the leads because I don't want to hit the people up again that have already filled out a lead. That would be redundant. But I want to hit the people up that been on the site that haven't filled out a lead. Those people I want to retarget. Okay, so we need to go ahead and get a little bit technical here. And notice here there's the base code. Okay, that's a code you'd put on if you didn't have Google Tag Manager on your site. You'd put that. But you notice this is the number that we grabbed already. So this is all we need for Google Tag Manager. But the event code is what we need for the lead. Now you have a bunch of different options here. If you got checkout, add to cart, depending on what you're running, page visits, obviously all this stuff is going to be set up if you're running Shopify and whatnot, in different stores like WooCommerce and whatnot. But I'm really just worried about this lead. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and see all options here, and I'm going to go ahead and say lead type. Okay, lead, and I'm going to change this for me to lead, L-E-A-D, so I know what it is. I'm going to copy this code. Okay. And if you notice here, there's some instructions, and if you read this, you install the event code. Only add the event code to pages where you want to track conversions. And then if you want to get down here, it says on the other hand, basically you want to put the base code must run before the event code. Okay, so here's your base code is this stuff up here. Okay, this is your base code, and then the base code must run before the event code. Okay, so that's key. So when we set up our Google Tag Manager, we can set that up to work properly. Okay, so let's go in and do that. Where is our Google Tag Manager here? Over here. Okay, so we're going to add another tag. Remember, we have to have that base code work first. Okay, so this is going to be our Pinterest lead. Pinterest lead code. So let's call it BTV Pinterest lead code. Okay, this is going to be we're going to go ahead and call this this is going to be custom. Okay, so custom HTML. All right, so we're going to set this up as a this is going to be our event code, okay? And notice here it says the base code must run before the event code. So here is the base code, and in order to fire the event code, we're going to want the event code set up to fire on all the pages. So fire a tag before the lead code, which is going to be this, okay? So we want the Pinterest event code or base code to fire before the event code. So in order to do that, you want to click here, fire a tag, which is going to be the Pinterest page tag, which will fire the base code, and then our event code will fire right after. Okay, so that's how you do that. You want to say, and we're only going to trigger this on. This is our thank you page. Okay, notice I already have that set up here. This is our thank you page. So boom, we click on thank you page. We click save. Okay, and now this is going to fire on our thank you page only. So let's go ahead and try this out. Let's go into the preview mode and preview this and see if it's working. All right, and this is really that easy, step by step, and that's how you set up all the tags. It's just maybe a little different button or whatever for Pinterest versus Facebook and versus LinkedIn or whatever, but it's all the same. Okay, so we're in preview mode here. I like to refresh this. Okay, and we're going to see. When we go to Bachelorette Vegas here, we're on the home page. Let's see what tags are firing and which are not. We should have a number firing and a couple that aren't, okay? Okay, so here's all our tags that are firing, okay? And here's that are not. Notice the Pinterest lead code that we just set up. The Facebook lead is not firing, and then the Google Ads conversion tag is not firing, okay? Because we're not on the thank you page. So now let's go over to the old handy-dandy thank you page here. Let's do a little refresh. And let's see if our Pinterest lead fires. Okay. All right, so let's scroll down. Tag's not fired on the page. That's a good sign. None. And it fired everything. There's our BTV Pinterest fire tag. So that means it talked now to the Pinterest, my Pinterest account, and actually registered a lead. Okay. So that's it. I mean, that's how you set up Google Tag Manager. There's a lot of, if you can't figure out something with Google Tag Manager, obviously I'm going to have this video out there, and then Google has a pretty good step-by-step instructions for installing stuff. So, I've spent a lot of time with Tag Manager in the last 4 weeks to really learn this, but I've got it down pretty good now, and it's actually really good. The nice thing about it is I can install the Google Optimize, the Hotjar, and I'll do a video on that later this week. All my pixel tags and whatnot, I can do that all myself. I don't need to hit up my developer. I can do it in the middle of the night when I want to do it. I can do it. If I want to make a new ClickFunnels thank you page and I want to put a tag on there, boom, I can put my own tag on there. And it just makes life so much easier and so much quicker when you can do all this stuff yourself. And once you get this down, you just become kind of like a tracking master. Okay, so hopefully you guys got something today. I know it's kind of a little bit of a technical video and might be a little bit over some of you guys' heads, but if you have a website and if you're running funnels, I highly suggest you get in and learn Google Tag Manager. It's definitely next level, and you're definitely going to thank yourself for learning this down the road. I'm really loving it so far. You can see here I'm firing some conversions here in my here's my ads, my Google Ads account. I'm running some traffic. So we go under Tools and Settings, and this is actually going to refresh this. So yeah, you go under settings, you can start seeing some conversions coming in. It's kind of nice. It took a little while for the conversions to start registering for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. I did get on the call with Google, and they, for some reason, it's not. Let me pull it up there. There we go. You have to expand the map, which is kind of annoying. But let's go here, and I'll show you guys. There's one that fired yesterday. I only had one conversion yesterday, which was really crappy, by the way, for AdWords. But on the day before, I had a couple, so let's go and look at a couple days here. Apply, you'll see I had a couple other conversions. So there's a couple other conversions that came through. 3 here, 2 there, or 1 there. So it seems like it's working. It's recording conversions. This one and this one haven't had any conversions in the last couple days. I'm only running a small amount of dollars on AdWords, and just didn't get anybody to make it to the thank you page. So it is what it is. But this is all working and all talking to my my tag manager and my analytics, and everything kind of works together. So really powerful stuff here, guys. Get good at Google Analytics. Get good. I mean, they got a great free course on Google. I recommend taking it. You have the Google Tag Manager, and you're going to have Google Optimize soon. So look forward to showing you guys the way when it comes to Google. I'm the Marketing Meathead. We'll talk to you later.